Hello everyone, my name is Jeff, and welcome back to my channel, John Doe Juggalo. If this is your first time here, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Like my daughter says, it's free, and you can always change your mind later. If this is not your first time here, welcome back. This is where you're going to find me discussing my favorite things about movies and music, video games, and the physical medias that surround all of those types of mediums. So please sit back and relax and check out this next video. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So they announced the PlayStation 5 Pro. I have not watched anything on it yet. I wanted to wait until right after it was done being live, so that way I could watch the re-upload, so I could see the best possible uncompressed stream on YouTube I could see. So we're going to do a watch along of it and show my first impressions of what I think of the PS5 Pro. So let's check it out. I'm a major PlayStation fan, so to say I'm excited is an understatement. I upgraded the PS5, the PS4 to the PS4 Pro, and I might do this PS5. I'm hearing rumors of 700 ahead of time, and $650 for digital with no disk drive, maybe. So let's see how close the rumors are to being right. Like I said, I'm a major fan of PlayStation and what they do. I bought the Vita. I invest into Sony. So let's see what we got.
Hi, I'm Mark Sony. I'm excited to be here to talk about the newest addition to our console lineup, PlayStation 5 Pro, and how it advances gaming technology. But first, I want to take just a minute to look at what we put in the original PlayStation 5 and how it delivers an exceptional gaming experience. When PS5 debuted in 2020, it brought a lot to the table. 8 Zen 2 CPU cores form the brains of PlayStation 5 and enable high-speed complex gameplay, with character counts reaching into the hundreds and frame rates that can be as high as 120 frames a second. PS5 has a powerful RDNA 2 GPU, which can render anything from intricate details to fantastic worlds with vast panoramas to explore. Ray tracing allows for dramatic visual improvements, including reflections off of water or glass, and the realism that comes from real-time global illumination.
The Avatar game?
Custom SSD can load data at breathtaking speed, resulting in ultra-fast transitions between game worlds, and data streaming rates so high that traversal speeds are essentially unlimited.
Okay, I'm working on it!
Tempest 3D audio tech brings an unparalleled sense of immersion to the sound of the games. With audio so real, you may not even need to see the enemies to know exactly where they are. Finally, the DualSense controller has haptics that let you feel through your hands what your character is experiencing inside of the game. It's wonderful to see such variety and richness of game experiences. Creators have made amazing use of the hardware capabilities, but when I talk to them, I do hear about their desire for more graphics performance. The dreams of the developers are bigger than can be supported at 60 frames per second, and that leads to an aspect of modern gaming that we're all familiar with: graphics modes. It can be a difficult choice for players. Fidelity modes emphasize the visuals, typically through higher resolution rendering. These modes might also have enhanced detail or use more ray tracing. But the games only run at 30 frames per second. The visuals can be choppier and the controls less responsive. Performance modes emphasize frame rate and interactivity,
4 years ago,
typically choosing to run at 60
with
frames
120
per second.
frames a second gives you choppy frame rate.
mainly by reducing the graphical detail until those frame rates can be achieved.
But maybe this is where they're going to talk about how you
when
don't
asked
have
to decide on a mode,
fidelity
players
and
are choosing
performance
performance about 3/4 of the time.
That might be worth
Removing
it
that decision,
for
or
some
at least
games,
narrowing that
depending on,
divide,
you know,
is
what
one of the
games
key
do it
targets
and
for PlayStation
everything.
5 Pro. We want to give players the graphics that the game creators aspire to, at the high frame rates that players typically prefer. To do that, PS5 Pro substantially improves over PlayStation 5 in 3 ways. Here's what we call the Big 3. First, we made the GPU much larger and increased the speed of the memory it uses. The result is rendering that's up to 45% faster. Second, we made major upgrades to the ray tracing, taking a streamlined and accelerated approach that allows calculation of the rays at double or even triple the speeds of PlayStation 5. And finally, we added custom hardware for machine learning and an AI library called PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, or PSSR for short. PSSR analyzes the game images pixel by pixel and can add an extraordinary amount of detail, which boosts the effective resolution of the games. Game creators are adding PS5 Pro support to new and existing titles, and with the Big 3 involved, the results can be pretty amazing, with graphics showing something like fidelity levels of detail, but at double the frame rate. Here's The Last of Us Part 2 running on PS5 Pro. It has huge amounts of detail and targets a super smooth 60 frames per second. Let's compare this to the fidelity mode on PS5, which is only running at 30 frames per second and is therefore much choppier.
Much choppier. Your
This
PS5
goal of
is
delivering
choppy.
almost fidelity-like graphics at performance frame rates has been achieved for a broad set of titles, including Marvel's Spider-Man 2 and Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. We can see that PS5 Pro is close to doubling the power of PlayStation 5. Another way to compare the two consoles is to look at PS5 Pro versus Performance mode on PS5, both of which target 60 frames per second. What we see here is a difference in detail. PS5 Pro is much sharper and crisper than PS5.
Crisper.
For this, my favorite is the parade scene from Ratchet & Clank. Distant details are much clearer. And here we can see Marvel's Spider-Man 2 is noticeably higher resolution throughout the scene,
way off in the
including the
distance.
trees and procedural cars.
It does look good, though.
So overall, some remarkable improvement to the games. On PS5 Pro, we can see increased sharpness to the graphics or smoother and more responsive gameplay. This is the Big 3 showing their value. As you've been seeing, machine learning via the PSSR library is being used quite broadly to add pixel detail and boost frame rate. But there are as many approaches as there are game engines. The increase in raw GPU power is being especially effective for Horizon Forbidden West. Apart from the detail boost, that extra graphics power is allowing for improvements to lighting and visual effects, as well as to the hair and the skin in cinematics.
So,
open up, guys. Jaws orders.
Are they just selling us the console that they talked about?
Ray tracing is finding broad usage as well, particularly when the games are focused on higher frame rates. The faster hardware in PS5 Pro can make a real difference. Allowing Gran Turismo 7 to add ray-traced reflections between the cars in gameplay, while continuing to support their targeted 60 frames per second. That boost in ray tracing is also delivering big wins for Hogwarts Legacy. Allowing not only for better reflections and a greater variety of reflective surfaces, but also for further realism in the casting of shadows. I hope you've enjoyed this run-through of the technology behind PlayStation 5 Pro. Simply put, it's the most powerful console we've ever built, and a worthy addition to the PS5 family.
Yeah.
Let me wrap this up by giving you a quick look at the number of games running on the new console.
You'll never break a legend.
Exactly like the sketches. I actually think that's pretty nice. Well, they're only showing a picture with no disk drive. I wonder if that's the only way they'll sell it. I mean, they sell the disk drive separate. You look good.
Close your eyes. It'll be worth it.
Okay.
Ooh.
Did I do it? Oh, what
Yeah.
is this? What's with all the neon?
Nice. Vertical stance, all separately. What?
PlayStation.
Wow. Okay. So $700, and it doesn't look like it comes with a disc drive. Okay, so I don't like white PlayStations. If I wanted a black one, after tax, it's $900. Yay. Wow. And it's kind of like it's the system that they promised us years ago. Like that was, that was one that that was something they were trying to sell us 4 years ago, was the ray tracing and all that. I think it has to have a 2 terabyte internal. Maybe they'll come correct with that for that price. At least a 2 terabyte if it's a professional console. Wow. I mean, I guess if you had a Slim with a disc drive, I mean, obviously, if you had a disc drive, that's because you care about a disc drive still. So you could just take your disc drive with you and trade your PS5 Slim digital into a PS5 Pro disc. Wow. GameStop's giving pretty decent credit for a PS5 Slim right now, but by the time the Pro comes out, probably not. Wow. I wonder how many people that's priced it out of, because that's the most expensive console I've ever seen on the market, and people were just giving Xbox all types of crap for a $600 console. Now, granted, it doesn't do much more. It's more powerful than a regular PS5 because the Series X is on paper, but wow. But they're adding a 2 terabyte, so they're going to have 2 terabyte for the 600. And wow, Sony has to come correct with. They have to come correct with a 2 terabyte internal. I mean, I have 2 terabyte on my Slim by the 1 terabyte internal and the SSD. I put a 1 terabyte SSD inside my PS5, and with the Slim, you get almost that full terabyte actually. So that's almost like a 2 terabyte system, and that's bare minimum. Like, I'm still always juggling file sizes and games around. So, and I don't think this is like the doom and gloom of, oh, physical media is dying, that everybody is probably going to try to run with this. I actually think that because they sell the disc drive, they just want as many people that are into having the Pro system. They just want as many people as possible on that. That's what I think. I think they just want as many people as possible on the Pro system, and maybe they feel like the majority of the customer base that would buy a Pro already have moved to digital. They see those numbers that we don't see. But I know for someone like me, I have really close to 100 PS5 games on disc now. I wouldn't want to trade all those in to get a Pro without a disc drive. So they kind of got me cornered into I trade my Slim in as a Slim Digital, or I just go all out and buy the PS5 and swap disk drives, keep the Slim Digital for a secondary PS5 in the house. I can then share my digital library with my family and have, my kids can play PS5 games with me. That would be kind of cool. But man, that's not a lot of time to come up with $700. Not even 2 whole months, right? November 7th. And it's the 9th of September, right? The 9th, I believe. The 10th of September. Correct. Yeah. Quite odd. What do you guys think about this? You'd have to be a major enthusiast, I feel. And even me, I'm pretty enthusiast when it comes to like Sony and PlayStation. And I'm still I'm probably going to end up needing a lot of YouTube videos talking about what the real pros are for this. The real pros are for this, what the real advantages are for this Pro console. So before I can make a real decision, I do kind of want one though. I do. A GoFundMe for a PS5 Pro? Get out of here with that. Anyways, if you stuck around here till the end of the video, thank you. This setup's just a little bit different because I decided to go through StreamYard so that way I could do video capture and make it a reaction type video. I'm going to try to figure out how to get a little better about those and all that as well. So, but if you stuck around, thank you. Make sure to hit the like button, hit the bell notification. And I mean, you can't hit the bell notification if you're not subscribed. So please make sure you're subscribed so that way we can keep talking games and movies and like music and media and just hang out and have a fun time. Until next time. Later.